Daily grind, take me home to the plan I belong. Oh, nope, lost it. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's early. I'm your host, Luke Hatmaker, if you couldn't tell by that awful rendition of John Denver. Weird aside, did you guys, during the Super Bowl, when they had the song that played that John Denver, or this commercial that played John Denver, and then it went live to the stadium and they were singing live?
No, I missed that.
Oh, well, took the air out of my sails. Yeah. Welcome to the Daily Grind. It's Monday. I got Parrish and I got Uncle Buck with me, and we got a double dose of Grizzlies games to talk about. You fellas doing all right? And the locks are gone.
The people want to know, Luke. The people want to know.
So
Hey, Luke.
Yeah.
Sorry to his live on air, but I actually got an emergency that popped up right as we was doing the intro video. So I do have to hop off.
Get out of here, bro. No, dude, you get out of here. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it just popped up. I had to go ahead.
Have a good day, Parrish. Glad you could join us.
Yeah, Parrish.
I know, right?
No, I'm just glad I got to see you. That's how. Man. Yeah, dude. We'll see you next time.
All right, John.
All right. We got this. We're still good. And I was ready for this. I was ready.
There we go.
Caca! Boom. Welcome to the Daily Grind, y'all. That was Parrish. He's gone now. But now I got Uncle Buck and the hair. I'll address the hair. Yeah, so I waited until I started. Here's the real story. My hair was so long, I was breaking out on my neck, and I was like, I'm not a child. Anytime I'm starting to break out on my neck, I was like, this is unacceptable. I'm an adult man who has an adult job. I can't be walking around with zits on my neck like, hey, guys, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? You're just not built for it. You're just not built for it. You know, I once had hair past my shoulders. You can ask Buckets. It was an impressive head of hair, in which I think for that impressive head of hair, I sacrificed all future hairs. You know, but you just got to be built for it. You know, you got to get through the weird stages to where you can, have fun with it.
And let me tell you, there's one thing about redheads. Our skin is awful. This has turned into a dermatology conversation, and it's Monday. It's not what I wanted it to be. King Meeks, Wayno, thank you guys for shampoo commercials. I'll do shampoo. We should start our shampoo commercials. Let's do it. I digress, though. What we're going to do today, we're going to work backwards from the weekend. We're going to start with, we're not going to talk about the Pacers game because I don't want to talk about that game. But we are going to talk about the two games that looked more like the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's start with the game last night when the Grizzlies lost. Or no, excuse me. Yeah, they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it wasn't the same type of loss that I would say compared to the game on, when was that, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday night against the Pacers.
Like this game, I think we play this game again tomorrow, might go a different way,
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you. I was kind of perplexed by this game because during parts of this game, I was like, how in the world are we winning? I mean, how are we even in this game? Yeah. But at the same time, we gave up, we were out-rebounded by 10. They had 31 second chance points. Dez was 0 of 7 from 3. Jaren was 1 of 5 from 3. He only played 20-something minutes because he got in foul trouble again.
Games in a row? 2 games in a row?
Yeah, Ja was pretty good, but he wasn't exactly, given those two players' struggles, I wouldn't have expected that performance from Ja to carry us, Yeah. But it's just like everybody had a pretty good game, and the Cavs just didn't shoot the 3 well for most of the game.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to it, you just could not figure out a way to stop my man Ty Jerome. And death by Ty Jerome is a strange death to have lived. It's a strange way to go out. But
I've not played fantasy basketball in years. Last time I played, I had Ty Jerome on my team. That's how much I've forgotten about Ty Jerome. It's just back. I mean, like, what is going on? The reclamation project that is Ty Jerome. It's cool to see, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good. I mean, he's really good. And that team, I love the way that team's built. And if you look at that team and how they play offense compared to, like, the Grizzlies, they kind of feel like the Grizzlies that have Donovan Mitchell is just further along with a lot of playoff experience. He's your bucket. The way they play offense, they move the ball around a lot. There's a lot of drive and kick. It looked a lot like what the Grizzlies try to do.
Yes.
And so maybe when what made the big difference, I think, this year is the guys like Max Strus, Ty Jerome, Dean Wade,
Dean Wade. I love Dean Wade.
they've just got guys that can make shots. They just got the white guys, they just make the shots when Garland and Don drive the lane, and it looked really good. The game was really good. They did not strike me, despite how poorly the Grizzlies played, and I still don't know how they were in that game for part of the game. If we played that game 7 times in a series, that would be a 7-game series. I truly
no
believe.
doubt. Yeah, I completely agree. Because, I mean, you look, it's about your guys that are making shots. Like you were saying, I mean, we had Santi, Kennard, and Vince all had double digits off the bench. And I mean, if Brandon Clark has a better game, if GG makes a couple more shots, I mean, GG barely played last night. It wasn't his game.
I mean, if we get 2 more if we get defensive rebounds in clutch times, and Desmond at some point during the game just gets hot for a 3 or 4 minute span. At the half he had 2 points, and Fisher on the broadcast was talking about they were talking about their 3-leg parlay that they do every year, and it was basically they had parlayed the big 3 to all have 20 points. And Ja had 10, Jaren had 6, and Dez had 2. And he was like, I expect a big fourth quarter from Jaren, and I expect a big third quarter from Desmond. If Desmond just gives you like a 4-minute burst, hits 2 of the 4 threes or 5 threes that he takes in the second half, that game looks a lot different.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you're absolutely right. I do want to, there's something we are talking about Dez. I loved this. Kind of this goes go too from shout out Wayno.
Right.
The fight we had in the guys. Dez started it out that was it double quadruple techs?
Yeah.
Double tech. I love when they said Tristan Thompson. I was like, he's still in the league. I'll be damned. I love it. And it's great to see that fight, which leads me to Edey, because Edey was right there in this. And this was a good Edey game, I thought. We've been seeing, it's been making the rounds. And right, I guess it was after the Magic game, I believe, this has been making the rounds hardcore. I've noticed online where it's like, do we start sitting Jalen Wells and Zach Edey and play Brandon Clark and Santi Aldama? Like do we pull them from the starting lineup? I've been seeing that a lot because they are playing like rookies. I don't know if that's what you do, because Edey did play. They're rookies, and Edey did play well last night.
Okay, yeah, Edey did play well. He had 8 offensive rebounds. 8 of his 9 rebounds were offensive, and we could play with that.
Yeah,
that'll play.
Yes.
I do think that come playoff time, I want Brandon Clark and Vince Williams Jr., not Santi.
Me too.
That's the guys that I want. I just don't want any rookies in the starting rotation. And I know that starting is overrated, really, but I want Vince Williams to set the tone for this team defensively. And that's what Jalen has done really well. But in the playoffs, you're a rookie. And as I understand, there's not that big of a difference in games played, if there is a big difference in games played between Jalen Wells and Vince Williams Jr. But I just want Vince in there. I want Vince in there for the attitude. I thought everybody sans Jaren's got to figure out his foul trouble, but he was a +7 in 25 minutes, 22 points and one 3-point attempt and 3 free throws. Desmond he was good, but he just couldn't get his shot going. 0 of 7 from 3, 2 of 13 from the field.
I mean, 2 of those shots fall. 3 of his shots fall. This game, we win.
Yeah. And in that fourth quarter, when it was we got it down to, I don't know, was it 1 or 2 or 3 maybe?
Something like that.
And it was like, here we go. It's time. It felt like we got to stop, and then we'd have a wide open look, and we'd miss it. And then Ty Jerome would get down there and hit a bucket. And then we're like, all right, it's still just a 5-point game. We go down, we get a wide open shot. We miss it. Go down there. Ty Jerome hits another 3. And it's like, come on. At some point, the open shots have got to fall. And that's just the kind of the luck of it sometimes. In baseball, you say, well, that's just baseball. I can't ask for better shots to be taken by the Grizzlies. They just didn't fall when you needed them to fall yesterday.
Yep. I think, I think it's weird to say, but I do think that losses are never, what do you say? Like, you hate to see we got Pierce. Yeah.
I get him. You finish your thought.
I don't want to say like I'm missing the word. What is the word I'm looking for? Losses that, God, there's a word. It's no one likes to lose, but this was our best loss of the season. Like Wayno said, it's like this was great. Would you say this was the best loss of the season, Parrish?
I would never characterize the losses.
Yeah, right.
It's so great. So no.
Right. It's like I don't know.
Well, most losses have led in fire and brimstone. We have only just because a lot of our losses are against Western Conference teams we consider peers, and it just has not gone our way. Last night felt like you can blame, like, okay, clean this up, and we could go 7 games with this team, and they've got the best record in the NBA.
Yeah. Shout out Rusty. It was moral victories. I feel like a dummy, but he got me in the comments. Moral victories is what I was thinking of. We were talking about rebounding when I think I saw in the chat, we were really, really struggling with rebounds in this first quarter. One thing that, do we see Marvin Bagley play soon? I just know that she does rebound the ball. I mean, I don't know if we.
Who does he play over? Edie?
That's
or
my
Brandon?
thing. Who's he playing over? And I don't know. I would
Taylor only played 9 guys. He only played 9 guys
yesterday.
yesterday.
Played 9 players. He benched Gigi.
And
he played Scotty barely. Like he played him.
Yeah, I think Gigi had 4 minutes and Scotty had 4, something like that. Outside of that, there were 9 players that saw the court.
Yeah,
that was with
he's
Jaren
not.
Falcon.
I don't see a situation where Marvin Bagley cracks the top 9. Especially, I think they're trying to ramp up and make this feel like playoff rotations from this point forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't, I want, it's time we're in nut crunch time, part of my language, where we need to figure out who the dudes we're playing with when push comes to shove.
I would say they, I guess I never thought of Marvin Bagley last night. So I tend to stay off Twitter now during game.
Smart.
And I guess when I'm thinking if you find yourself in another situation like last night, maybe Bagley does get minutes in that game.
Spot minutes.
Right. Just come in okay, we're getting out rebounded.
Yeah.
Go see if you can go ahead and get some rebounds. He didn't do it yesterday, but I can see going forward. Because Taylor Jenkins is the type of coach. He don't make adjustments in the game. We know that. It's out there. So I see him going forward, him doing something like that. They find themselves in that same situation.
Yeah, it's almost like you throw him in there as a challenge to the guys who are your normal rotation guys. Like, hey, if we're going to give up 10 offensive rebounds in a quarter, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let us do this anymore. So we'll put in Bagley, and we'll see what we've got. We'll put in Lamar Stevens. We know he rebounds.
But yeah,
we're going to get this ball when they shoot the ball and miss. That's just non-negotiable.
Yeah, I also like to give some smoke to the the perimeter as well, because Cleveland shoots a lot of threes.
Yeah,
so a lot of rebounds were long rebounds.
Bouncing
off. Not necessarily on the big man as much as I need your guards and your forwards to chip in on the rebounding as well, because that's a lot of long rebounds that's coming back to the guards on Cleveland. So it was all around. It just wasn't the big man. It was the entire team effort that offensive rebounds.
And it seemed like they went through spurts where they were doing a really good job rebounding. I noticed several times, and I've seen this a lot lately, is that Jalen Wells will box out his dude until the ball hits the ground. That's just what he's going to do. And I'm like, now that's high school form blocking out rebounding drills. Like at some point, you're just going to have to go back into some dude, put your hands on their hips, and say, you're not moving until this ball hits the ground. It's just a lack of awareness. And I think Parrish is exactly right. With teams that in the NBA, you shoot a lot of threes, and those rebounds are coming out free throw line area. And it's not all up to Jaren and Edie to get those. I think that's why you saw Edie with 8 offensive rebounds and only 1 defensive rebound yesterday.
Yep. Let's talk. I want to go back to the game on Friday. God, my days are so confused. Let's go back to the Magic game. And because I do think that if we saw a high level of competition in that Grizzlies game or the Cavs game, this was an ugly game to sit through. This Magic Grizzly, Parrish, you said you didn't even watch it, right? It was so.
Yeah. Well, I was out.
Man, it was rough. It was like The first half took way too long, and Jaren was in foul trouble again. The main reason I want to talk about this game is I want to talk about Jaren's foul trouble because it's been like a 3-game span where it's been like, bro, and it's been like early. That fourth foul comes early in the fourth or in the third, and it's like, bro, what do you? And it's been the same thing 3 games in a row.
Although that Cleveland one, that was bogus, but
Cleveland one was bogus. But
it's what it is. But he still got himself the 3. Either way, he still got himself the 3 fouls to put yourself in position to get a bogus 4 foul. So either way, you still put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Parrish. Last night, it seemed like there was lots of ticky-tack fouls that were being called on everybody except John Morant. He wasn't getting anything again. But that foul, that 4th foul, was disgusting, or the 5th foul, I guess, was disgusting on Jaren. I don't know. He's gonna have to clean it up. I mean, that's just the reality of it. He's gonna have to clean it up. When you've got guys like Mobley and Allen, they are very dynamic. Mobley especially, very dynamic big men, and you're gonna have to be able to clean that up and not foul against those type of players because you're gonna run into them in the playoffs, and you cannot be taken out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Well, Magic are kind of on a free fall too, but you look at them. I mean, we were anytime when Jaren was anytime. Well, Brandon Clark played well in that game, but when Jaren was off the court, they put Goga. I can't never say his last name. Dots.
Yeah,
but
they put him in there, and he's just got more. Yeah, he got more weight than Santi does, and we need him to stay on the court because he's like arguably our best player for some nights. I don't know. Against these, I mean, we just played 3 playoff teams in the East, probably, right? Pacers, Magic,
Cavs.
Definitely.
If that's going to be a recipe of what we're facing in any sort of playoff atmosphere, he's got to know that we need him out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the disappointing part. My bad, Drew. But yeah, I think the most disappointing part of last night was just that Jaren foul trouble again in the big time game on national TV.
Yep.
Against the guy I mean, and for Jaren, it's like you want that $350 million, get DPOY, and you kind of fell on your face against Evan Mobley, who is right there with you.
Which that's a good transition. I want to talk enough about the games. Let's talk about real quickly before we let you get out of here, Parrish, the Jaren Jackson Jr.'s contract situation. He is, if he makes either second defensive player of the year,
any All-NBA team,
and any All-NBA team, he is eligible for a $325 Supermax extension, right? And then his contract, I believe his contract
45.
Next year goes from 25 to 36. If he they can pay him that or something. They can renegotiate it. Renegotiate
along those lines. Yeah,
it is. I'm no math person, but I think the odds of him, at least, I mean, I think he's the favorite for defensive player of the year as of, well, I don't know after that game, but as of yesterday, he was, and odds of him making a All-NBA team at this point, I just feel like are
could be plus odds. Yeah.
Very, very high. I mean, he's with Wemby out, with Davis missing time. You're just running out of bigs to put in here. And I think his play is worthy of it anyway.
Well, and if you're the Grizzlies, you don't think of it this way, but I read an article on this a month or so ago, and the Grizzlies need him to make this so that they can offer him more money than other teams can. But because they got him at such a bargain on his second contract because of his injuries and whatnot, I believe that his next contract, if he doesn't hit an All-NBA team, his raise that he can, the extension that he's eligible for, is actually less than what other teams can offer him as a free agent. So you need him to hit this. And I know $350 million is a lot of money, but you need to be able to say, like, hey, we can offer you more money than they can. I know you probably want to be here anyways, but let's not let it be about the money.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like, I don't know. I mean, it seems like Jaren wants to be here. I love it.
I believe that.
He wants to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are
Because
all
he said it, I think when he had the interview with Taylor Rooks, I want to believe he was saying,
yeah.
well, not even that. On that Young Man and Three podcast with him and Dez.
Oh yeah,
was
with
on it,
him and Dez. Yeah,
he was saying about when he was thinking about going back to Michigan State for a second year, and Tom he's
Right.
had Draymond Green call him and curse him out because but he said he wanted to stay because he had been traveling pretty much his whole life, and he just wanted to stay somewhere for longer than one year. And he's been in Memphis since he's been drafted, so I think he just wants to stay.
Yeah, I just don't want to tempt him with an extra $100 million. You know? I mean, let's be honest.
I mean,
money does talk at a certain point, but I don't think this is really a conversation right now because unless he just gets hurt and misses the rest of the season. I mean, I think he's only missed one game or 2 games, the first 2 games of the season. He's played every game since then. So, I mean, unless he finds a way to miss 15 games over the next 25, then he's going to be on an all-NBA team, regardless if he gets DPOY or not. He'll be the biggest snub in all-NBA history if he doesn't get on.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do an all-NBA episode soon just because I was looking over the weekend. I don't know who I think he will be an all snub all time if he does not get it this year. There's just not a lot of guys.
Too. All NBA teams are positionless now.
Yeah.
Like it could be 15 guards.
Can you imagine?
You're right, though.
Yeah. I mean, 14 guards in Jaren will be wild. Can you imagine? We'll go ahead and get you out of here, Parrish. We're going to take a quick break. Anything you want to add? Like, what do you want to see? We're back home tomorrow. Like, thank God we're coming home. You'll be in the building, right? What do you want to see out of the guys tomorrow?
Come out with their fire in their ass to
like they did.
They lost 3 of the last 4 games, so just get back on winning track. They're back at home. They was on the road for their last 5 games were on the road. So back at home all this week. Just kind of get back on the road, get back to those principles, and hopefully Ja Morant play. If he finishes this week playing all 3 games, he will officially play more than 5 games. So we're gonna speak that to the citizens.
We should not have put that out
consecutive
loud.
games in a row this week.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. 5 games in a row.
Binghamton University. He's playing 6 games in a row.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If he plays 4 in a row and then sits that next game, I'm going to have a fireball coming.
Fireball.
Especially that one because they played Knicks in that game.
We can't get one. We got him on that
one this week.
Yeah, he can sit the Suns game if anything. We need him to come back. Just play all 5, Josh. Just play all 5. We're going to take a quick break real quick. We get back. We're going to talk about Mondays and lasagna. Parrish, you have a good day, brother. We'll see you later this week, okay?
All right.
Tune in to the 2 Buck Sports Show with Rusty Witten and Drew Gann every Tuesday and Thursday live at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
You got it.
Dude, I was sitting there. I was like, wait, I think. I was like, I think I did it. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. You can catch the 2 Buck Sports Show every Tuesday and Thursday.
A white Jerome.
Oh, hey, I'm white Jeromes are few and far between. It's really odd when you see one. You're like, oh.
Last Monday we talked about a white Jalen at the All-Star game hitting the $100,000 shot. So
it's a theme. It's a theme now. We'll find We'll find another one. We'll find another white guy with a J name to talk about next week. But about Mondays, man. What are Mondays for around here?
They are for. Oh, I thought you were asking me. Are you teeing me up?
I was teeing you up.
They're for Garfield the cat.
Yeah, they are.
Familiar with this show. They're for Garfield.
Which I'm just gonna go first. So my Monday. Wait, no, my lasagna. I'm confused. We do this. It's been happening every.
We never even accidentally get it right.
So my lasagna is the good thing. For Valentine's Day, one of the things I got Kyla was I got her a subscription to the Sunday paper. We love getting the Sunday paper. We love getting a crossword, but we did the commercial appeal, which is just really cool. It's because her grandfather, her papa, he did this Jerry the King Lawler cartoon. He was the cartoonist for the commercial appeal for a really, really, really long time, like for years. And so we just like getting it. But man, did you know Sunday comics are still a thing? Because
I have not even seen a newspaper in a long time.
If if it wasn't this close to 8, I'd walk up and get it, and we would just spend the whole day reading because the comics, they're so funny. Like they're so. If you can get humor across in 3 colorful panels. For me, I'm happier than a pig, and you know what? I loved it. I was just sitting like laughing like I'm like, look at Beetle Bailey. What is he doing? What is he doing? It's look at Marmaduke. It's a huge dog. It's just really, it was great. That was my.
Are they still drawing and writing those, or are they just remanufacturing these and republishing?
I prefer to not know. I'm gonna keep the magic alive. I'm gonna keep it alive.
It's like Santa. They just there's elves.
Yeah, they're just up there writing cartoon. They're like, Luke will love this joke. He'll get him. My Monday was I was planning on seeing. We had, I guess it's the tail end of some sort of flu going through the house. I dodged it. You had it last week. I've stayed healthy, but we were gonna go see the new Captain America movie, and we had to cancel. So. I had a pretty good weekend, so I'm grasping for straws for Mondays. But how about you? What was the good and the bad for your weekend?
Yeah, so lots of good this weekend. Started off, my wife was out of town a large part of last week for work stuff, and so she came back in Friday. So we did not watch any of the Magic game. So, we just sat down and we watched as a family The Wild Robot.
Oh yeah,
everything. All of our kids are too young to watch anything that's not animated, honestly.
Yeah.
And
same.
We had a great time.
Don't get choked up. I've heard it's sad.
I've heard it's sad. It is an emotional roller coaster for an animated movie. I look over and my soon-to-be 8-year-old son and wife are just cuddled up together, just weeping over this movie. And I was like, oh man, that they're feeling something a little bit deeper than what I'm feeling in this movie.
Man.
But I told him, I was like, anytime you can laugh and cry in a movie, I'm like, that's a good movie. You know, I always think about the in the famous Jim Valvano speech. He said every day you should laugh, you should cry, you should think. And I'm like, that's a good day. And you check 2 of those with this movie. So yeah, it was a good movie. That was my lasagna of the weekend, along with we had a family reunion that got to see some family for the first time, the one time we do it every year. My Monday, I guess, was when you got a family reunion in Bartlett, Tennessee, and then you go to church, and then you do all this like you just drive all weekend. So I sat in the car for a long time, but I mean, listen, like you said, it was just a good weekend. I'm grasping at straws.
No, same. Adam, I hope you're okay, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate you being in the comments, bud.
Thanks,
we're gonna leave that one in.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it right. That doesn't need to come up on the screen. That's gonna do it for our show today. If you want to see what we're talking, he'll be okay. Good, Adam. We're looking out for you, brother. Thanks.
We've all been there, Adam.
Adam, I might have been in your shoes earlier this morning. We're good. Everybody have a good Monday. We will be back tomorrow. Oh yeah, shout out. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna be here for Tube and Tuesday. We're gonna talk about. There's a lot of good stuff. Wayno, I've heard Reacher's good. That dude's a giant white boy.
Watch Court of Gold.
Yeah,
do it. Gold. Do it, Luke.
I haven't finished it yet, but I've watched the first episode and I was like,
watch all of them.
Yeah. I just feel, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Uncle Buck. I feel that was serious. Watch all of them. I will be watching all of them by tomorrow. Everybody enjoy your week. Be safe. Stay warm if you're working outside. Stay perfectly comfortable temperature if you're working inside. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody, we can leave you with these 2 things today. Remember, just to be a little weird, just a little bit like Uncle Buck here. And remember to smile real big. There it is. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.